Hi, everybody. This is Quint Lears with newhomesales.com. I'm here with John Schleimer. John, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
John is an expert in residential marketing. Matter of fact, he was selected and nominated as the 2014 Legend of Residential Marketing for the National Association of Homebuilders. That's a huge honor. How did it feel winning that award?
Well, what makes it special is I'm only the second market researcher to be selected for this prestigious honor. And it was very humbling when I received it at the International Builders Show a couple years ago.
Was that in Las Vegas or was it in Orlando?
It was in Las Vegas.
Wow, and if you haven't been to that event, the International Builders Show is an amazing event. You got to check out the Nationals, thenationals.com. John is a market research expert. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, I work primarily with entrepreneur builders. I come into a marketplace that they're building in. My job is to make sure they have the right position with their product, that they have the right product design quality, they have the right standard features, they have the right pricing, and if they do have all those components and listen to my recommendations, we normally can increase their market share anywhere between 25 to as high as 75%.
So we're talking about the people, the product, the positioning. Let's first talk about the people. You specialize in the 55 and over. Tell me why that market segment is so important right now, why builders are very interested in that.
Well, that's one of my specialties. There are two main household cohorts in the United States, the Millennials and the 55 plus. And the Millennials don't have the money that the 55 plus do. And a lot of builders are afraid to get into that market. And it's a market that they should not overlook because they're losing market share because baby boomers have the money.
How many are retiring, let's say, every day?
10,000 per day.
And then I heard it was like 10 millennials are retiring every day?
No, they're just coming out of their parents' home.
I'm just kidding. The millennials are big, but it's important that we have experts like John. John, you're in the positioning market, so you study the people and the demographics. But let's talk about the product. What do you look for? Tell me, like, when you come into a community, what are the 5 things that you first look for?
Well, if I'm working for a builder, there are 5 things that are very important in today's new home design. The first is curb appeal, front elevation. A lot of builders are now understanding that the front porch is very important to the front elevation. The next important thing is the lifestyle triangle in the home. That's where we have an orientation, visual, and physical connection between the kitchen, the casual eating area, and the great room. So when people come over to your house, where do they normally go? They go to the kitchen, which is the number 1 room. So front elevation, lifestyle triangle, kitchen. The next most important thing is storage, bonus storage, either in the garage or if you've got areas in the home that you can turn into bonus storage, like the Costco or the Sam's Club room. Those are things that the buyers are going to respond to very favorably. And the last trend, even in the Midwest and cold New England, is outdoor living. So I look at the design quality of my builder's product and make sure that he has the best design quality for his competition in the marketplace.
When you come to a market, I mean, I know you're kind of a little bit undercover today, but do you just drive around? Do you get a feel for it? Do you look at the numbers? What approach do you take?
You have to visit the competitors. And normally I'll go in to a competitor. I will be posing as a potential prospect. Not all the time, sometimes. I want to see how the sales staff performs. I want to see how the product is demonstrated on site by the builder. And then I want to be able to collect all the pertinent data I need to check his design quality, the competitor's design quality against my clients.
So John will help, you call it an entrepreneurial builder. Describe what that is, and you help the smaller, what is it, 50 to 100 to 200?
Builders that do 25 to a couple hundred homes a year. They compete against large regional builders or public national builders.
So John will help equip these entrepreneurial builders to compete against the big national guys. There's always a way to compete, isn't there?
Always. And the first thing I notice when I go into most clients, They have 50 floor plans. Why do they need 50 floor plans? 8, 12 floor plans, depending upon the consumer segment they're going after. You know, the average consumer gets confused after they look at 4 floor plans. So why do you have 50?
That's a very good. So, John, kind of an analogy. You're like the David versus Goliath, and you're making sure that the David has the slingshot, not the big heavy shield. Or if we go against the large nationals with the same equipment, we'll get buried, right? So you come up with competitive points of difference.
Product design quality is the most important way an entrepreneur builder can compete against the large regional or public builder.
Love that. You've been recognized as a legend. You've been long-term, uninterrupted in the business. You're a servant to the industry. I'm always curious, why is there such an interest for you? And then the second thing is why do it? What gets you out of bed, and what is your why?
Well, one is to improve my client's position in the marketplace. The second is to give back to the industry. I've been involved in the National Association of Homebuilders and the Institute of Residential Marketing for almost 35 years. And there comes a stage in your life where you have to give back to the people that have given you so much. So now it's my turn to give back and train and teach people how to do market research and product positioning.
The separation is in the preparation, and John will help you to separate and break from the pack. Any last quick and dirty tips that you can give our viewers or our builders that are listening that are struggling, or ideas, or even sales tips, whatever you think?
Never rest on your laurels. This business changes every 2 to 3 years. You've got to stay on top of the latest design trends, things that will attract buyers to your product.
How do we contact you? How do we connect with you?
Well, I'm at marketperspectives.com. Just go online, pull me up, and email me. If you have a question, I'll be more than happy to answer the question free of charge. I try to give back to the industry.
John, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much, and especially being a legend and having him on newhomesales.com. It's been a pleasure meeting with John. Thanks.
You're welcome.